Have you ever noticed how some people can't wait for their birthday? Big parties, long captions, surprise dinners, and photos all over social media. But then, there are others who treat it like any other day. No cake, no plans, no excitement. Just another square on the calendar. But why is that? Why do some people feel no urge to celebrate the one day that's supposed to be theirs? Is it sadness, maturity, indifference, or something far deeper in their psychology? Stick around till the end, because understanding this might not only reveal something about others, but also about how you see yourself. For some, the story begins with disappointment. When birthdays in childhood or early adulthood were marked not by celebration, but by silence. Maybe friends forgot, maybe family didn't make an effort, or maybe every plan fell through one too many times. The brain remembers those emotional wounds. Over time, it begins to protect itself by lowering expectations. Psychologists describe this as emotional conditioning, the idea that repeated letdowns can rewire the mind to avoid situations that once brought pain. So eventually, instead of hoping for something special, a person convinces themselves it's just another day. It's not that they don't care, it's that caring feels risky, because caring opens the door to disappointment again. Then there's another kind of person, the one swallowed by the pace of modern life. They're juggling deadlines, responsibilities, and endless to-do lists. The birthday arrives quietly, and before they notice, the day is half gone. It's not that they forgot, it's that they're mentally overloaded. When the brain is in constant task mode, it can lose track of emotional landmarks. Psychologists call this temporal compression, when time feels shorter because your mind is constantly multitasking. For these people, life's rhythm has no pause button. So the birthday doesn't feel ignored, it's simply squeezed out by the weight of everything else. But there's also a third, very different mindset, the emotionally self-sufficient. These are the people who know it's their birthday, but don't feel a need to make it public. They don't crave attention, gifts, or validation. For them, inner peace is a more meaningful celebration than a dinner reservation. Psychology calls this self-authenticity, where happiness comes from alignment with your values rather than outside recognition. People in this group often embody a mature emotional stance known as autonomous motivation, acting from inner purpose, not external reward. They've discovered that joy doesn't require witnesses. Their birthdays aren't unimportant, they're simply private, quiet acknowledgments of existence itself. Interestingly, this emotional independence is connected to a broader psychological theory called self-determination theory, which says that true well-being comes from three elements: autonomy, competence, and connection. Those who treat their birthday like any other day often excel at the first two. They value freedom over ritual and self-understanding over social approval. They don't need a specific date to feel worthy or alive. They feel it in the small victories of daily life. Still, it's not always a sign of strength. Sometimes, avoiding birthdays can be a subtle reflection of emotional fatigue. When life feels heavy or directionless, the mind can lose its appetite for special moments. What once felt like celebration can start to feel like pressure to be happy, to be surrounded, to be okay. So in that silence, skipping the candles becomes a form of emotional self-protection. It's easier to stay neutral than risk feeling unseen. And then, of course, there are those who have evolved beyond needing external excitement. To them, every day carries equal weight. They've shifted from the question, "What's special about today?" to "What can I make meaningful about any day?" These individuals don't ignore their birthday out of sadness or busyness, it's out of equilibrium. They've leveled the emotional field of life so much that happiness isn't attached to dates, parties, or milestones. It's woven quietly into their daily routine. So what does this all say about someone who treats their birthday like a normal day? It could be a story of old hurt, a symptom of mental overload, or simply a sign of emotional maturity. Each reason tells its own truth. Some people learned not to expect joy because it used to hurt. Some got too caught up in life to notice the calendar. And some learned that peace doesn't need to be performed. It can simply be lived. But here's the deeper realization. People who treat their birthday like any other day often carry that same outlook into the rest of their life. They don't crave attention. They don't measure happiness by applause. They're grounded, self-aware, and quietly content.
Does that mean they never feel lonely? Of course not. But they've trained themselves to find worth in the ordinary instead of waiting for one day to make them feel special. So, whether you're someone who throws a massive party or someone who lets the day pass quietly, both reveal something powerful about your psychology. For some, it's about pain. For others, it's about priorities. And for many, it's about peace. The real question is, which one are you? Do you still look outward for celebration, or have you learned to celebrate yourself from within? If this made you reflect on your own mindset, make sure to stick around. We explore the kind of psychology that explains you, your emotions, habits, and hidden motivations. Subscribe for more insights like this, and remember, every day can be your birthday when you choose to live it fully.